welcome to 50 Movies in 50 Weeks, the Sci-Fi Invasion, where I, your host, Joey Hollywood, try to tackle all 50 movies in this Sci-Fi Invasion box set from Mill Creek. The movie I watched today was called 984 Prisoner of the Future from 1982. And going into this one, I thought for sure I've seen it before. I looked at the title, I was like, oh yeah, I've seen it before. That was on Mystery Science Theater. This one will be a breeze. Maybe I could watch that instead of this. And I go look up this movie, Prisoner from the Future, 1984, Mystery Science Theater. Nothing comes up. This movie has never been on Mystery Science Theater, although I remember very clearly seeing it. But it never did. It was never on the show. So I started watching it, and it's not familiar at all. It's definitely not something I've seen before. But that being said, I think this is bordering on the first good movie in this set. The Head, I liked The Head, which I think was like the second movie on the set. But it didn't verge on being a good movie. It just had good attributes. And I guess you could say that the same about this one. I like this one too because it was very short. It was like 10 minutes over an hour. But yeah, it has a little bit of production value to it. There's an interesting story going on. It's like, I know I complained about how I didn't know what the story was in the first movie in Brain Twisters. I didn't know what was happening until like an hour into the movie. Same thing here, but that's the point. It's building a mystery. And the plot is this guy gets pulled into this building with all these other people that he vaguely knows, and they're all sent to prison in this facility, and they don't know what they're in prison for. They're all kind of like freaking out, and the story kind of just revolves on this one guy who's been trapped in this prison for 10 years, doesn't really know why he's there, and as the movie goes on, there's several flashbacks to try to indicate why he's there. But yeah, I got really interested and invested rather quickly with this one, which took me by surprise. It reminded me a lot of the 90s version of The Outer Limits, which was a show I loved when I was a kid. So this one's already striking a chord with me. I'm interested. I'm interested in where it's going, what's going to happen next. There are a few predictable things, but it seems to be drawing a lot of influence from other things. One that comes to mind is Franz Kafka's The Trial, a terrific book. I know Franz Kafka, a lot of people say his magnum opus was Metamorphosis. It's certainly the one he's the most known for, but I would argue The Trial is a much better book. And this movie really seems to take influence from that. A person being put in jail, put to death for a crime that he's never told what it is. It's very stressful in that regard, and I think it's handled pretty well. There's also elements that seem to be taken straight from 1984, you know, the 2 + 2 = 5. There's a scene that in that book that was later used in Star Trek The Next Generation for a two-parter called Chain of Command, where that's that famous episode where he goes, there are 4 lights. They do something similar to that in this. Not done quite as well, but it's interesting enough. I liked it in 1984. I liked it in Chain of Command, and it's an interesting little bit of it's an interesting element that's added here. Again, it's not exactly the same as that, but you can tell there's influence. Maybe not from Star Trek, but definitely from 1984. There's also elements that seem to be very suggestive of the Red Scare in Hollywood. So there's a lot of interesting things going into this story. Not that that makes it good, but it's done competently enough. There's only one thing in it that I think really, really doesn't work, and there is robot jailers, and they have skates. And it's very ridiculous to see these robot jailers just skating towards the prisoner. But you know what? I can hang with that. I mean, it's goofy, but I don't know. I liked this one. I could actually see myself watching this one in the future. Maybe not for like enjoyment reasons, but like just be like, you know, just having it eat away at the back of my head and be like, you know, I'm going to watch that. I could see myself doing that with this movie, which is maybe with the exception of like The Head. This is the only movie so far that I can say that about. And I could definitely see myself watching this over the head. But yeah, I like this one. I would actually go and say I'd recommend this one. It's fine. It's not amazing. It's fine. And I liked it. If you like the 90s Outer Limits, give this one a watch. Oh, you okay? Did I make you mad? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, I think I better go. Thank you for watching. I'm Joey Hollywood. This is the Little Quentin. And we'll see you next time. Remember, please be kind and rewind.